Cowboys are 14-1 to win the Super Bowl, 6-1 to win the conference. They're plus 190 to win their division. Their win totals, the normal win total now is 10.5. Over is plus 115 if you want to get involved in an alt. The 11.5, if you think they're going to be really good, over that to win at least 12 games, which is what they did last year, is plus 205. Or if you think it goes sideways, under 9.5 is plus 145. Again, the 1-2 position here is what I would look at. It's at DraftKings. You can bet them both, I think. Eagles, Cowboys to finish 1-2 or vice versa. Cowboys, Eagles. The first one pays plus 130. The second one pays plus 250. Unless something catastrophic happens to either one of those teams, I just can't see the Giants or Commanders finishing in the top two.
Mm-hmm. Steve Makinen has them power rated 6th in our guide. I have 3 teams out of the NFC that can win the Super Bowl. They are one of them.
I would agree.
I could be off. And again, we just pointed out the lack of playoff success they've had going back since '96. But they averaged 26 points per game. They won some games when Dak was out. That was a big surprise. The defense hung in there and played well. But again, it continues to be turnovers. 34 takeaways 2 years ago. 33. The first time that a team went back-to-back years leading in takeaways since the Steel Curtain with the Steelers. Incredible. But you should get a big shot in the arm here. And I know you love him, and rightfully so, but Pollard. Now you're not going to waste all these carries on Zeke. And there was a report there still have some interest in him, but I mean, by the Patriots, Jets, I mean, why would anybody want the guy? But 3.8 yards per carry last year. Pollard had 5.2. But everyone's watching this game week in, week out saying, why doesn't Pollard get more touches?
Again, yeah, he's my guy to win Offensive Player of the Year. I bet him back in the middle of June. I made my case on the air and in the VSiN Pro Football Betting Guide. If Tony Pollard stays healthy this year, I cannot wait to see what his season-long stats are going to look like. I think he has a chance to go nuts. And Dak, again, he's been a turnover machine.
Yes, he has, and it's been the same thing in practice.
I know. They lost Schultz, but they brought in Brandon Cooks. Overall, still, I think the offense is going to be elite.
Yes, he has weapons. And I like Deuce Vaughn, too. But you got to be concerned about the coaching. I'm very concerned about the play calling. I know Lombardi wasn't a fan of his, but Kellen Moore out, and now it's Schottenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
So is it going to be more run-based? And that could be a problem. But it comes down to Dak's health, turnovers. Certainly if you take care of the ball and he has the weapons, and I think they're going to benefit. I think the Giants take a step back. I think Washington is going to have a bad season. It's a great game, week 1. Important game, taking on the Giants on that Sunday night. I think they can absolutely go over their win total. I mean, they won 12 games last year, and Dak only started 12 games.
Mm-hmm.
So, also, they had that meaningless game. One of the losses was the Washington game that Sam Howell beat them. And I know they played people, but, I mean, Dak was awful in that game, too. But not only were interceptions, it was the pick sixes that were happening all the time. Philly, Washington, almost did it in the playoff game against the Niners. I mean, it was... Jacksonville, the walk-off in overtime. It was ridiculous down the stretch.
Yeah, I pondered a win total bet on their alternate over when they first came out here at Circa. I did not make that bet. I will re-examine those numbers, but I do like them to go over their regular win total of that's 10.5 at DraftKings. I do, Paul. I'm with you. I think they can win at least 11 games this year and maybe go back and win 12 again. They have done to their credit, they've done a great job of drafting players over the years. They have talent all across the field. In terms of their overall unit rankings at Pro Football Focus, the offensive line is ranked 6th. On the D-line, it's 8th overall. They led the NFL in pressure percentage last year. It's Parsons, it's DeMarcus Lawrence, and they added Maisie Smith from Michigan. The linebackers thrive in coverage, but they struggled against the run. They're ranked 15th overall. How about the secondary? I think Diggs is overrated, but they gave him that huge contract. It's boom or bust with him because he can get you a pick 6 right in your face, or he can be burned for a lot of big plays in a game. They welcome in Gilmore. Overall, PFF ranked their running backs 10th overall. The wide receivers 6th. Again, that's Lamb, Cooks, and Gallup. And the special teams unknown as of right now, but last year they did finish 10th. The SOS this year, it's the middle of the pack. And it's also 10th easiest over the first 6 weeks, but 10th hardest from November 1st on. And they are playing in 6 primetime games this year.
I don't like the bye week 7, and I don't like 3 of the last 4 at home. On the road, excuse me. And it's Buffalo, Miami, and Washington, which you should be able to beat Washington to close the season, but you never know. And they have that Saturday night game, the final home game against Detroit, too, which will be tough. But, you look at this, it could go either way to start the season. At the Giants, and then they play the Jets at home. Arizona, New England should be wins, and they go to San Francisco and the Chargers back-to-back. So that's it feels like a 3-3 in there. Maybe they actually would take that. Get out of there 3-3 going into the bye, because then you figure to win some games. You could probably beat Rams, Giants, Carolina after that as well. So, but yeah, hopefully for the over 4-2 to start though, to get that over 10.5. But no doubt a talented team and a team that can push Philadelphia. But I like the Eagles to win that division. I just think their personnel is so good, and I give them the coaching edge as well. Well, the intangibles edge.
I'll tell you what. I know that in the first 6 games, technically, 4 of them are on the road, but realistically, it's only 2 that are going to be road games. I say that because Week 3 at Arizona will be 45,000 Cowboys fans in attendance, maybe.
Yeah.
And then Week 6 at the Chargers on a Monday night, it'll be deafening. That's going to be like 80-20 Cowboys fans.
Good point, probably. Yeah.
So that's basically only 2. That's the way I'm looking at it. The 2 road games will be at the Giants in Week 1. Which I'm sure plenty of Cowboys fans will be there anyway, and then at the Niners in Week 5.
Is there any chance you would flex out of that game, Week 5, and put Jets-Broncos in light of the Peyton comments?
No, because it's the Cowboys.
Yeah, rematch of the playoff game, and okay.
Well, I'm trying to tell you.
They're allowed to do that.
Yeah, they are.
They can flex right there.
The NFL will not flex out of the Cowboys game.
Yeah. Would you say 6 prime time?
6 prime time.
So what the flexing? And that stop flexing. I mean, this is that's wild. All the primetime games.
Yeah. Weird though, like you said. So from weeks 12 through 18, they have 3 in a row at home.
Yeah.
That's Commanders, Seahawks, Eagles. But then 3 of their last 4 are on the road to make up for it.
I'm with you with the exacta 1-2. Eagles. I mean, it should go Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, Washington. In order the division. And, very good that 3 teams made the playoffs last year, and Washington was in last place, 8-1. But I think those 2 teams take a big step back this year.
I'm looking at the Alt over is 11 here at Circa, plus 185. So if they get to 11, even that's a push. Get to 12 whammo, that's going to be a winner. Over 10 here is minus 130.
Go to VSiN.com/subscribe to become a VSiN Pro subscriber today.